It was a quiet Sunday morning when everything began to feel slightly off. The sun filtered softly through the curtains, painting golden lines across the kitchen floor. My wife, Lily, sat at the table with her coffee, staring into her cup as if the world inside it made more sense than the one around her. I noticed her expression, thoughtful, distant, maybe even a little sad. When I asked if something was wrong, she smiled faintly and said, "Just thinking." For weeks, I had felt something drifting between us. Not anger, not resentment, just distance. The kind that doesn't announce itself loudly but slowly builds in the spaces between conversations. We were both busy, both tired, both pretending things were fine. But that morning, her silence carried a weight that words couldn't hide. After breakfast, she walked to the window and said quietly, "I miss my freedom." The words hung in the air, gentle yet heavy. Before everything got so serious, before responsibilities, before us. I stood there, unsure what to say. I wanted to tell her that marriage didn't mean losing herself, but I could see the exhaustion in her eyes. Not from me, but from the pressure she carried inside her own heart. Later that day, she placed her wedding ring on the nightstand. There was no anger in the gesture, no shouting or tears. Just a quiet surrender. "I need time," she said. "Not to run away, just to breathe." She packed a small bag, hugged me softly, and whispered, "Please understand." I wanted to stop her, but something told me this was a journey she had to take alone. The house felt unbearably empty after she left. Every corner held a memory. Laughter from movie nights, late dinners, and small arguments that suddenly didn't seem to matter anymore. I tried to keep myself busy, going to work, cleaning up, talking to friends, but everything felt muted without her around. I didn't know if she'd come back or if she was gone for good, and the uncertainty was the hardest part. A few days later, I got a call from her sister. She said Lily had been staying at a small cottage by the lake, the same place we used to visit when we first started dating. She wasn't answering calls or messages, just spending her days reading and walking by the water. Her sister's voice was calm but concerned. "She's not running from you," she said. "She's trying to find herself again." I thought about driving there, but I didn't want to intrude on her peace. Instead, I wrote her a letter. I told her that I wasn't angry, that I just wanted her to be happy, even if that meant taking time apart. I slipped it into an envelope and mailed it the next morning, unsure if she'd even read it. Days turned into weeks. I missed her more than I admitted to anyone. Every time I looked at her ring on the nightstand, I wondered what it meant now. Was it a pause or an ending? Part of me feared the latter, but deep down, I hoped she'd find her way back. Then one evening, as I was finishing up at work, my phone rang. It was Lily. Her voice trembled slightly, but it wasn't sadness I heard, it was clarity. "I got your letter," she said. "It made me realize something. I wasn't missing my freedom, I was missing balance. I thought I'd lost myself in being a wife, but really, I'd just forgotten how to make space for both." I didn't say much, I didn't need to. She went on, "I'm coming home tomorrow. Not because everything's perfect, but because I want to learn how to live fully, with you, not around you." I closed my eyes, feeling a wave of relief wash over me. That simple call changed everything. When she came home the next day, she looked peaceful, lighter somehow. She walked in, glanced at the ring still resting where she'd left it, and smiled faintly. "You kept it safe," she said. I nodded. It was never mine to keep, just ours to protect. She slipped it back on, not as a symbol of obligation, but as a quiet promise to begin again. We talked late into the night, about everything, our fears, dreams, mistakes, and hopes. For the first time in a long while, it didn't feel like we were fixing something broken. It felt like we were creating something new from the pieces of who we were. Over time, life returned to normal, but with softer edges. She started painting again, taking weekend trips with her friends, and I learned to give her space without feeling left behind. We found a rhythm that worked, one that allowed both of us to breathe freely, together and apart. Looking back now, I realize her words that day weren't about leaving me, they were about saving herself, and, in a way, saving us. The ring she left wasn't a sign of giving up. It was a reminder that love isn't about holding tighter, but about holding gently enough for the other person to grow. Sometimes, you have to let someone walk away for a little while so they can find their way back, not to the same place, but to a better one. For us, that call didn't just change everything. It reminded us what love truly means: freedom, trust, and the courage to start again.